Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, The Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to Second Circle. Let's continue, shall we? For the third thing. And we have dated Cerberus and Malina. Next one is Edrada. Edrada, you really do not behave. Last time you make a freaking nightmare for your sister. Why? Why? They give I have a task for you. Yes? Would you mind checking in on Edrada? She hasn't come to meal recently. I'm worried she might be another one of her legendary vendors. Assuming she's conscious, is there any message you'd like me to deliver? Lucifer sniffs. Unlucky for me, I aspire to be a president who cares about my constituents. Just make sure she doesn't need any medical assistance, that should suffice. I will get on that then. Departing, you make your way behind the house, heading to the run-down old trailer Edrada calls home. As you close in on your destination, a strange sound makes you pause, its pattern somewhat familiar. Is that poetry? Overtaken by curiosity, you quietly nudge open the door and peer inside the trailer. The interior, like usual, looks like it has recently been hit by a tornado. Clothes, bottles, and overflowing... Oh my god, the music is a little too high. Ah well. A stray spackles every surface of the living space, tossed aside in wild abandon and forgotten about just as quickly. At the epicenter of the storm, Edrada kneels over a table, muttering cryptic verses to a small object you can't quite make out. Politely, you cough. Quickly throwing a cloth over whatever is on the table, Edrada whirls around. Whoa there, cowboy! I wasn't expecting you to come calling. It's polite to knock on a lady's door. Isn't it polite to knock on a lady's door? Though I do drop by, you have been suspiciously absent for meals. Is everything alright? Alright? Yeah, I'm fucking peachy. What is up to you? Something got her agitated. She's not normally this high strong. You realize that you aren't going to get any further pressuring the issue. You're going to have to take another tack if you want her to lower her guard. Better change the topic and quick. Have you apologized to Malina yet? Have you made things right with Malina yet? What the hell for? She's been extra sour ever since you and Justice crashed her date at the karaoke bar. You might want to take some time out of your day to apologize to her. Listen here, Bob. Believe it or not, everything I do to Malina, I do for her own good. How can you consider constant harassment to be good for Malina? She's willfully naive to the ways of the world. She thinks she can just coast be on cheap booze and retro games. We ain't living in the past anymore, but she still refuses to see it. Be that as it may, the two of you fight puts a strain on the whole house. Whatever you say, Dad. I can either be your father or your daddy. You get to choose which one. That reminds me of a favor I have been meaning to ask. You mind taking me out on a supply run? Depends. What are you looking? Girly stuff? You wouldn't get it. I shop for the house at large. You'd be surprised which one of the things I come home with. Foiled, Edrada sighs in frustration. Listen, I ain't about to explain it all to you, but I do need something really badly. So, we can beat around the bush all day, tweaking each other's titties, or you can go grow a pair and take your gal pal out to stock up some necessities. Besides, I have got some leverage that will make it worth your while. Leverage? Edrada smirks and withdraws a small flat rock from her pocket. What I got right here is gonna revolutionize the way you chuckle fuck mortal trips. It's a sigil I have spent all month working on. This little baby is a mimetic psychosis inducer. It doesn't even need skin to skin contact to work. Just one peep at it and you're off on a trip of a lifetime. But it's just a rock, right? It's not just a rock, dipshit. It's a fucking art. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to weave the essence of O's into a sigil and not attract the attention of that delusional fucker? That's absurd, even by our standards. How could a piece of art do something like that? Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Whoa. Before you can finish your questions, Edrada brandishes the stone, finishing you the scarlet sigil etched into the surface before you have a chance to react. The sigil glows faintly with an unnatural illumination, burning itself out into your retinas. Its peculiar shape vaguely resembles an inverted hooves and covered with Egyptian-style markings, twist and distorts before your eyes. Well, that wasn't so bad. Oh. Oh boy. Woo! Gee! You know, you have never really noticed before how finely textured the wall in Edrada's trailer are. You run one finger down the near surface, relishing the feeling of the lumpy, uneven material. Idly, you wonder whether Edrada ever considers selling tickets for people to feel this incredible wall. Edrada! Well, you have always been other ticker, well have not. There is no response from the empty expanses of air you just address. Confused, you continue staring at it, trying to remember the basic principle of object permanence. Oh god. A hand takes your wrist, and you find yourself being pulled in a direction that reminds you vaguely of strawberries. Faintly, a voice cuts through the smoke of reality closing around you. Alright, big guy, let's get you out of the car, shall we? Time's wasting. Yes, that sounds nice, almost like blossomy tulips drifting upon a sea of penguins. Their fair petals bristling in the winds of mountain shore. Vaguely, you can feel yourself placed into a cushioned seat and trap firmly secured you in place. Bizarre, confusing stories play out before your eyes. 6 brightly colored robots wearing disturbed tribal masks windmill their arms frankly as smaller, pill-shaped androids. A young woman cries from inside a scholar locker, surrounded by insects rippling with concentric motions. 4 stoner friends dodge a military draft to travel around the country in a brightly colored van. 1,000 tales, some strange, others strangely familiar, bombard your senses, melding together into an unintelligent morass of abstract fiction. Faint voices emerge from the swiftly swirling vision, sound in an almost unrecognized dialect. Straining your ears, you can just barely make out the words. The eyes are on! It's us! With a nervous effort, you pull yourself back into reality. You struggle to take your bearings as reality wriggles around you. Judging by the rosy pink color of the sky, you have been unconscious for quite some time. The car is parked behind a large grey facility, and the warm air streaming in through the open windows smells vaguely of farm animals. With the grace of an Olympic diver, Edrada dives through the open window of your car, landing in a contorted mess in the driver's seat. Painting, she rights herself. You notice she's cockling a thick, odd-smelling bag to her chest. Noticing your attention, she quickly stows it away, out of sight, under her seat. With a sharp crack, as something blurs past the window and snaps the side view mirror out of its axle. It dangles effortlessly by a single stalwart cable as Edrada swears and twists the keys in the ignition. Shit! They have guns! Pedal onto the fucking metal! Go, 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 go! Wait. Who's shooting at us, Edrada? What did you do? No time for you to play catch up. We need to drive. Like a bat out of hell, the car rolls out of the parking lot, leaving you unknown assailants to clamber into their own vehicle and peel off after you. Edrada crackers the floor to the accelerator, reaching out through the driver's window to flip your pursuit a conciliated bird. Later, bitches! Your poor car does its best to outrun the vehicle pursuing, but atop top speed is top speed is not one of its strengths. Despite your initial lead, the car in your rear view mirror starts to creep closer and closer. Son of a, they're gaining on us. Her eyes shining with excitement, Edrada makes a complicated gesture. Fire springs into her palm, a blazing sphere the size of an apple. As you watch, the fire begins to condense, glowing ever brighter. I haven't been in a decent scrap in ages. It's been a long time since I have been able to return fire. Something about the way she says that sets your teeth on edge. The fire further compacts, glittering with almost painful brightness. Despite the small size, you can feel the heat coming off it in waves. Hold it! You grab her free hand with one of your own, smoothing the miniature star. Hey, what gives? I don't care if we are being chased by the Mafia, you are not about to unleash fire magic in my car. We are going to lose them a different way instead. Take the next right. Edrada takes the turn so sharply, two of the car wheels briefly lose contact with the pavement. Alright, where to next? Oh gee, of little collateral damage. Take a left at the end of the road and then take another. There is an alleyway that shouldn't be just narrow enough for the car. Edrada breakneck driving style pays off and your car slips into the alleyway only a dozen seconds before your pursuer roared past, none the wiser. The two of you let out a sigh of relief as you feel the adrenaline rush gradually recede. Holy fucking shit, Edrada, what the fuck did you just do? Nice one, Helltaker. I thought you'd be drolling mess for most of this. I'm surprised you are even lucid given your exposure to my sigil. Lucid? Oh, the second wave hasn't hit yet. Well, alright, hold tight, big guy. Your part in the whole operation begins soon. My part? What do you mean by... Wait, what second wave? What the fuck? Oh no. Not again. Not again, please. This is too much for me. This is too much. Your mouth goes slack at the cosmos and fall before you, and as Edrada guns the accelerator and sends the two of you carrying down the alleyway, you lapse back into delirium. Stars, galaxies, and nebulas blow past as you at impossible speeds, shooting into the blackness of space and leaving only a faint point of light behind. 1,000 motes of starlight twinkle out at you from the darkness, faintly illuminating a massive field dotted with animals at either end. At the end nearest to you, a blood-spattered nanny goat pounds at the ground, snorting a challenge. A dragon, a fox, a python, and an enormous mantis stand at each other end of the star-stuffed field, bearing fangs, horn, and mandibles at the upstart goat. Bleeding defiantly at its four opponents, the goat lowers its head and charges. The five beings clash with an almighty eruption of sound and flames, the impact merging with the cries of fighting animals. Twisted and broken, the fox limps away from the melee, quickly followed by the enormous snake, leaving the mantis and dragon still locked in combat with the tenacious goat. How many orders of chicken nuggets? You heard the man, we will take your entire stock tonight, we eat like kings. You blink, the vision gradually receding as reality snaps back into focus around you. Grimy anthropomorphic animals leer at you from the walls, and a familiar bored face looks back at you from across the grimy counter. Holy shit, it's you. Are you the demon of work? Sir, are you alright? The massive emaciated snake, its spills superimposed upon your sight. Its endless, listless coils it tatters, ravaged by some terrible attack. Marbled white bones poke through the flesh body wrapped through the restaurant. The flat triangular head of the great serpent rests upon the cheap plastic counter, its flat eyes gazing at you with a mixture of curiosity and apathy. Slowly, the snake shifts its gaze from you to an oblivious Edrada and flicks the air lazily with a long, triforce tongue. Hey, hurry up and hand over the dog. We can't be here for long, remember? Only half listening, you rub your eyes with one hand as you fish out your wallet to pay up for the food. As you hand your credit card over the counter to Abby, you make the mistake of gazing into the electric display behind the counter. The garagely colored commercial, complete with dancing fast food mascot, swell to convert your entire vision, supplanting your reality with its own. Not again. Not again, please. Stop. The monster that looked like a huge purple turd is doing some form of horrific windmill dance with his fingerless forelimbs. A pigtailed chicken bears a mouthful of very human teeth at you and brandishes a red dripping birch at you. Join us, they seem to say. Join us and become happy, become one. Hey, snap out of it, you lightweight. Whoa, a single power slap brings you back to reality. You and Cesar are now enclosed in a large plastic room, suspended high above the dining area. A dark orifice breaches the far curve of the chamber, thick plastic sloping sharply downwards. Laid out before you is a resplendent meal of fried breaded chicken and various sauces. Wait, where are we in the play place? Shut up and listen carefully to me. Soberly, you dip a piece of fried chicken into your sauce and wait for Edrada to explain what the hell is going on. I don't know exactly where you are in space and time, but try to focus on the here and now. Those people who were chasing us earlier might have called the cop on us. I saw them pulling out outside the restaurant and putting your drooling ass in here so I could finish my food in peace. That being said, well... Sarah gestures grin me to the translucent bubble making up on one wall. Peering down through it, you can see at least a dozen policemen arranged in the dining room beneath you. One of them appears to be questioning Abby. Nodding to the police officer, Abby points at the play place infrastructure where the two of you are hiding. As the cops begin to close ranks, slowly growing around the structure, Abby looks up at your bubble and gives a little half-hearted shrug. Attention, subjects. We have you surrounded. Come out with your hands where we can see them. I reckon we got about 2 minutes before they get up here and find us. The demons glare daggers at you. And because someone doesn't approve of my usual methods, I'm fresh fucking out of solutions. Oh boy. She rummages around in her shirt. Edrada pulls out a familiar sigil-etched stone. You want to take one last hit before they take us into custody? Might make the next few hours a little less insufferable. Wait a minute, you still have that thing? Duh. I spent weeks on this. You think I will let it out of my sight? I think I might have just an idea. As the officer closes your bubble, you whisper your plan to Edrada and a smile gradually spreads across her face. That's diabolical, Taker. Maybe you're in such a stick in the mud after all. Your preparation concludes, the two of you get into position at the top of the slide, Edrada sitting on your lap, your hands on her hips, and a nod from you, Edrada calls down to the floor below. Hey shitlicks, we are coming down the large slide. We don't want any trouble, you hear? You push off and pray that the slide will hold your combined weight. Fortunately, the structure only makes occasional groan and the two of you coast down to ground level. Edrada leans back into you and readjusts herself, perhaps a tad too aggressively, upon your lap. You ready? Yeah. You place your thumb slightly under the edge of her shirt and brace yourself for arrival. As you emerge from the interior of the slide, the two of you are greeted by a stunningly excessive amount of batons, handcuffs, and tasers, all aimed directly at your face. How's where we can see it? I hope this works. Edrada throws her hand to the ceiling, signaling to you to do the same. Making sure your fingers are still hooked under her shirt, you raise your arms as well, taking her shirt along with them. Oh god. Really? That way? Oh no. Oh no, Edrada. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing, but Edrada, why? Oh god. A stunned silence greets your reveal, and peering around Edrada's side, you can see every eye in the restaurant starting direct as Edrada exposes top. Edrada's voice, slightly muffled by the clothing pull over her head, breaks the silence. Did it work? A loud thump answers Edrada's question. Oh no. Quickly fired by another, and then another. Anywhere you look, officers are falling to the ground as if they are puppets whose strings have been cut. The police chief looks in confusion from you to Edrada's chest, trying to make sense of what was going on. But you, Anaina, just drawing. I don't, do you see a snake? Her focus giving out, the police chief crumples to the ground with the rest of the unit, twinkling occasionally. You let out your breath and let Edrada's chief fall back down. Once again covered the sigil stone she'd be tucked into her brow less than a minute ago. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You sure aren't some kind of evil genius? Last I checked, but I'm surprised that it worked as well as it did. Oh yeah, of little fate. When I bust out this bot, you'd better believe I get the eyes of everything in the room. Even Gloomities over there can't stop ugly on me. Still standing stalwartly behind the counter, Abby looks at Edrada up and down with vague interest, which is hand down the most energy you have seen her apply to something. Picking her away over the insensate officers, Edrada saunters up to the young woman. Reaching across the counter, she prods Abby with a pointed nail, as she's some kind of a specimen on display at the museum. Interesting. This seal must lose its potentially a longer range. Tell me, how are you feeling right now? Like I'm not getting paid enough for this job. Uh-oh. A burst of radiostatic sense brought you and Edrada spin around. A small heavy-duty field phone strapped to the front of the police chief buzzes again. Chief, have you apprehended the subjects? We have more officers standing by if you need assistance. Oh shit, we're gonna bail. Where's the car? Just up front, let's move. Abby waves a gloomy goodbye to the two of you as you bolt over the convulsing police officers and make your escape out the front door. Jumping into your car, you silently drive away, eyes peeled for potential reinforcements. Once you're several blocks away, and with no sight of pursuers, you let out a sigh of relief. So, real quick supply run, huh? Well, I didn't anticipate the fools getting involved, if that's what you're asking. Still no chance of telling me what was this all about? Edrada shakes her head, grinding. I'm disappointed. I thought you would know me better than that. You are just gonna have to deal with staying in the dark on this front. Trust me though, it's for your good. It's for a good cause. So it's rocks. I said good cause, not great cause. Besides, do you think I will already be high as a kite if I get something with a decent kick? Good point. Guess I will just have to find out the old-fashioned way. Oh, that was incredibly amazing. That was amazing. How much time have we recording? 23 minutes already. Wow. Well, I guess we need to end the episode here. So, thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye.